Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story. And this one is already out on digital. I think it is. I don't know. It was a Warner Bros. Production, so you can find it online already.
They throw that shit immediately online. But here's the synopsis: actor Christopher Reeve, who rises to stardom when he lands the role of Superman in the 1970s. When a horse riding accident leaves him paralyzed in 1995, Reeve spent the rest of his life searching for a cure for spinal cord injuries.
Yeah, well, I didn't grow up on Christopher like Reeve's Superman. I have to this day
Same.
actually not seen a single one of those films.
Same.
So like I'm
as much as it appalls me to say it, I haven't seen them either.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so much footage of those movies, but I just haven't seen them in their entirety. If that makes sense.
So we both don't have this nostalgia for it. I'm the only one who's seen it of the two of us. But even without the nostalgia, you can kind of see, like, also having lived through him being Superman, getting into that accident, and what happens, and that like uncertainty. And we go basically into this knowing already, where he ends up. And to go through it in this documentary, kind of step by step as well, is something that is incredibly interesting. It takes a lot of like behind the scenes looks and peeks at like dealing with someone who was so active and where his body was so much of like how he was able to contribute like in his work with acting, but also to his family, and how much that is still like his main focus and always has been. It's kind of beautiful to kind of see a really like beautiful person on display that goes beyond just being that Superman character. Who it also tackles the thing of like at the start of dealing with his paralysis, the focus was way more on like healing and getting out of this state. And once like he hits that part of acceptance, it's way more about like action. Like that was one of the foundation that they created, was criticized for that basically it was still kind of ableist to try to see it as like an issue that they need to fix, other than like a reality that you have to deal with. And I think like it makes that transition in the film, not like in the most interesting way, but it is there, and I like that it is there. Another standout is really his wife, and just kind of how patiently she stands by his side through all of it. I think it's a really, especially for those who've seen, I think, just one of his films, even when they grew up with it, but especially the ones who grew up on this, I think this is going to be like a super emotional watch. For those, this is going to be one of the best documentaries of the year. For me, it's just like a really solid one. And I can recommend it again in a year where we've gotten a lot of like really solid documentaries. This is one of the better ones.
Can I ask, how does it compare to the Michael J. Fox one? Because I mean, that's at least a documentary where we both know the actor a bit more than Christopher Reeve.
I think the Michael J. Fox one also spans like it goes back, right, as well, with archive footage. Yeah. But this one feels put together in a better way, if that makes sense.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I thought this one was, if I had to compare them on a qualitative like scale, I feel like the Superman Christopher Reeve one would be the one I prefer. Yeah, that's even if I don't really know much about him.